The 110th season of basketball at Duke, the 75th year of basketball at Cameron Indoor Stadium. A 15-game losing streak for the Tigers on this floor. Last one in 1995. Rick Barnes was the coach. A 75-70 win for the Tigers that day against the 9th-ranked Duke Blue Devils.
A game that was not televised, by the way.
This is the 387th consecutive sellout at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Emil Jefferson opposite Landry Noko. Noko's got the size advantage here as they walk the ball up to center circle, and we get ready for the 136th meeting all time between Clemson and Duke. Duke leads the series 105-30 on this floor, or in Durham. Duke leads the series 58-4. Cameron Crazies are jumping around. The ball gets brought to center circle, and we're underway. And Duke will win the tip. They'll operate from left to right. Tyus Jones will walk it up the floor against what begins as a man-to-man defense for the Clemson Tigers. On the left is Quinn Cook. Cook will bounce it to Tyus Jones. Jones looks for the right corner and Cook, and it's stolen away by Roper. Roper straight to the basket, lays it up left to the rim, actually dunks it. And an emphatic first 2 points of the game for the Clemson Tigers from Jordan Roper, who's off to a quick start, and he does that by intercepting those passing lanes.
He called that accurately. I thought it was going to be a layup, but he just kept going.
Yeah, he did. Here's Tyus Jones under the basket. Kicks right corner. Matt Jones for three. Airballs it. It's caught on the weak side by Jerron Blossomgame. And a good start for the Tigers, who lead 2-0. 45 seconds into the game. Now they slow things up a bit. Here's Rod Hall bringing it up the floor against the zone.
Duke's opening in a zone with Okafor out of the game. That's interesting.
Roper high on the right. Back to Hall. Left side, Grantham. Back to Hall at the top of the key. Finds Grantham. Left point. Three on the way. Off the heel of the iron, but a long rebound chased down by Grantham. Scoops it over to Blossomgame, who passes up an open three, and the Tigers will reset. 1 minute into the game, Clemson leads 2-0. Rod Hall high on the left.
It makes sense that they would go with a zone, really, when you look at the personnel that they have now.
No Okafor in the game. The preseason AP All-American injured as Roper tries to get into the right corner. Is taken away by Duke. Quickly in transition, Winslow straight to the bucket, lost it out of bounds, and they're going to give it to the Blue Devils. It looked like Rod Hall put himself in position for a charge, but they'll let him play.
Both officials, Gladden and Steins, looked at each other. There was no signal, and then all of a sudden Glad signaled Duke. I guess when in doubt, give it to the home team.
Tyus Jones, left of the key, gets inside, a crafty layup right of the rim. And we're tied up at 2 between Clemson and Duke, a minute and a half in. Rod Hall will bring the ball up the floor for the visiting Clemson Tigers against a 2-3 zone. At the top of that zone is Cook and Tyus Jones. Hall will penetrate it. Teardrop floater. Got it. Nice move by the senior out of Augusta. His first 2 points of the game, averaging 8.7, and Clemson leads 4-2.
That's what Rod does best, hitting that little floater in the middle of the lane.
Tigers 2 for 3 from the floor in the early going. That's a good sign, Tim.
Yep. Harrison's waiting at the scorer's table. Obviously, he's probably going to come in for Grantham and see if he can be hot from the outside.
They try to thread the needle on an entry pass that got knocked out of bounds by Dante Grantham, but good hands and good job by the Tigers staying with their man defensively. And 16 on the shot clock for Duke to enter it from underneath their own basket. And it'll be Blossomgame that comes out.
They want to maybe talk to him and see how he's feeling.
So DeMarcus Harrison, this senior, onto the floor as they enter the ball to Quinn Cook on the left side. Foul line extended, dribbles up to the left point, offers down low to Jefferson, an easy layup left of the rim. Quinn Cook, his 480th career assist. We're tied up at 4, and now some pressure from the Blue Devils. It comes with Blossomgame out of the game. They get it ahead to Grantham, who drives in and is called for a charge. Looked like he had considered dishing it right side over to Landry Noko, but he held on to the basketball instead. And they call a charge on Dante Grantham. And Brad Brownell is fired up about it.
Well, he should be, because it was the exact same situation as Rod Hall, the other end of the court.
And Brownell took his jacket off, and he is really letting the officials hear it. Here's Cook with a floater. It's short. Noko did a nice job tapping it away from Jefferson, and Grantham corrals it. Brings it into the front court in a 4-4 game. Hall high on the left. Cross-court pass to Harrison. Pump fake on a 3. Jab step. Gets it out to Grantham. Now Hall high on the left. They'll feed the post for Noko. Left of the key. Power dribble. Had the ball poked away, and he recollects his dribble. Puts up a hook with the right hand. It's a little strong, and rebound to Duke. 4-4 game. 3 minutes into this thing. It's played at Clemson's pace so far. Jones high on the right will get it right corner to Cook. Cook will dribble towards the right point and whip it over to Winslow. Winslow between the circles finds Tyus Jones, and Tyus Jones will set things up from high on the left against the man-to-man Clemson defense. 4-4 the score. Jones whips it left corner to Matt Jones. Chucks a three, rims off. Landry Noko with the rebound. Blue Devils are 2 for 5 in the early going. Grantham feeds left corner. Roper tries a three. Air ball. Caught under the basket by Grantham, who scores it left of the rim. Good heads-up play by the freshman.
That was a tough catch by Grantham, really.
And a quick transition, too, for Justice Winslow, averaging 11.5 points per game. He was able to get down the floor quickly and tie things up at 6.
No full court, three-quarter court pressure by Duke.
Clemson breaks it. Left side, Harrison tries a three. Bullseye, DeMarcus Harrison. His 101st career three-pointer, Tim.
Yeah.
Gives Clemson a 9-6 lead.
That is 100th down to Duke. To Georgia Tech.
9-6. Tigers are ahead. More than 4 minutes into the game. Good first couple of minutes for the freshman Dante Grantham. 2 points and 3 rebounds for Clemson. He's got 3 of their 5 rebounds. Winslow drives inside against Grantham. Blocked away by Noko. Almost taken away by Harrison, but Duke collects it. Right corner. Tyus Jones for 3. Missed it. And a rebound under the basket. Rod Hall able to take it away, and a foul called against Duke and a timeout on the floor. 15:38 to go in the first half. Tigers off to a good start. They're shooting 4 for 7 from the floor, and they've got a 9-6 lead over the 4th-ranked team in the country here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. This is Solid Orange Clemson basketball from Learfield Sports. Welcome back to Cameron Indoor. Clemson leads 9-6, 4.5 minutes into the game, and you can find exactly what you're looking for no matter where you are with the fully redesigned YP app and YP.com website. Connect with 18 million businesses, one app, one site. YP, the new way to do. Well, Duke is 0 for 3 from the outside here in the first few minutes of the game. That's with Jahlil Okafor out of the game. He will not play today due to a sprained ankle. And that's a good recipe for the Tiger defense so far, forcing Duke to just 3 of 8 shooting from the floor, and the Tigers have a 3-point lead.
Well, when they beat North Carolina the other night, they were 10 for 16 on 3. So they were knocking down some threes. So Plumlee's going to come in the game now for Duke and give him a little bit of a different look.
Also, Grayson Allen. We had talked about him in the pregame show. The McDonald's All-American, who hardly plays, has only entered 22 of the 26 games this year, averages 6.9 minutes a game. But he's going to come in as, with Okafor out, they're really only down to about 7 players that routinely play. And we're going to see a couple of new faces right now with Marshall Plumlee, the third Plumlee. Miles and Mason preceded him. And Grayson Allen on the floor for the Blue Devils as well. Brad Brownell keeping the jacket off after getting fired up in the first couple of minutes. A little bit of inconsistency on one end of the floor to another. Clemson has the basketball. It was Rod Hall who tried to take a charge earlier, and there was no call, and then on the other end, Dante Grantham was whistled for a personal foul, but only one foul on each team here in the early going. Grantham feeds the post for Noko. Back to the basket, right to the key. Powers in against Plumlee with a left hand. Got it in one. Landry Noko goes to the free throw line for an old-fashioned three-point play, and the Tigers lead by 5, 11-6, after picking up the foul against Marshall Plumlee.
Shades of Horace Grant. Horace Grant was the master of the and one when he played for Clemson, and Horace had one of his memorable games here when Clemson won in 1984 as a freshman. Grant was 6 for 6 from the field and 4 for 4 from the line, and had 16 points.
Free throw short, rolls around and falls off. Plumlee gets the rebound. Duke brings it into the front court. Clemson ahead 11-6. So far, the Blue Devils are 0 for 3 from three-point range. They love the three ball. Here's Grayson Allen. Jab step. Backs off to the right wing against Dante Grantham. Freshman on freshman there. Quinn Cook high on the left. Lobs it for Grayson Allen and an alley-oop dunk. We'll get this crowd into the game. 11-8 the score now, and more full court pressure for the Blue Devils. Rod Hall passing it around with Jordan Roper. Roper picks up his dribble. He's in trouble. Stolen away by Cook. Straight to the basket. Cook lost it on his way up. It goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Blue Devils. But there are better ways to handle the pressure than that.
That's twice that Jordan Roper has given the ball up when double teamed. And you can never give the ball up when you're in the corner by midcourt. That's exactly what he did.
So Roper checks out of the game. DeMarcus Harrison, the senior, comes back in for the Tigers, who lead 11-8. Baseline jump shot on the way from Winslow's no good. 5th rebound of the game for Dante Grantham, who brings the ball up the floor himself. Passes right side to Hall, gets it back. Grantham tries a three. It's off the heel of the iron, no good. Blossom Game tried to tap the ball to himself, but it went way up in the air and off those suspenders that hold the basket at exactly 10 feet 0 inches, and it'll go back to Duke.
Boy, Grantham has had 2 wide open looks. Nice if he get knocked down a three there. Ojukwa's going to come in.
Austin Ojukwa onto the floor for the first time. He's been great recently, averaging 5.1 points per game in his last 7. He didn't score at all in the 5 previous games before that stretch. He had a career-high 10 on Monday against Georgia Tech. 11-8, Clemson leads Duke. 14:22 to go in the first half. Tyus Jones will hand it to Allen. Get it to Quinn Cook between the circles, who works against the senior Harrison. Senior on senior here. Quinn Cook from the right point crosses him up, tries a right elbow jumper and knocks it down. Quinn Cook, the 8th leading scorer in the ACC, with a smooth 2 to cut it to 1. 11-10, Clemson ahead, but 4 unanswered for the Blue Devils. Austin Ojukwa brings it up the middle of the floor, splits defenders, gets it to Hall. Whip it to Blossom Game. Blossom Game under the basket, gets around Plumlee, but missed the layup. And now Plumlee takes it away from Blossom Game on the offensive board. Here's Duke in transition. Left side, Winslow buries the 3. 7-0 run for the Blue Devils. 13-11 the lead for Duke. And just that quickly, the Tiger lead is gone.
Yeah, that's what happens. I talked about the importance of turnovers, and a turnover is what started this run for them. There's another one.
Tries to climb the ladder for a pass up the right sideline, but it was too high. It's another turnover back to Duke. And the 7-0 run for the Blue Devils continues as they get the ball back with 13:30 to play in a 13-11 game.
The key to the game when you play here. In fact, you notice when Duke plays at Clemson, they won't press. But when they play at home, they'll press.
That's a good point. Ojukwa did nicely to get in between a couple of offensive players for Duke and knock the ball out of bounds. It'll still be Duke ball with 13:23 on the clock. 4 turnovers for Clemson in the early going against just 1 for the Blue Devils.
Of course, one of the reasons Coach K is pressing is he wants to try to up-tempo Clemson because he knows Clemson wants to slow it down.
Allen drives inside, kicks left corner to Tyus Jones, who travels against Rod Hall. Good defense closing by the senior. Forced a little hesitation move by Tyus Jones. Second turnover for the Blue Devils, who lead 13-11.
The Tigers have gone 4 straight possessions without scoring here.
Marcus Harrison inbounds it to Rod Hall. Back over to Harrison up the right sideline. Picks up his dribble. Got to get rid of it. There's the trap. It gets knocked away. Low to the ground. Harrison tries to get it back, but he doesn't. Cook takes it away. Alley-oop to Winslow. Winslow fumbles the ball out of bounds, and it goes back to the Clemson Tigers. But again, as you said, Tim, you cannot pick up the dribble in the corner of the front court. That trap is getting them every time. That's the 3rd turnover caused that way.
You have to hit the middle against this trap. They're running kind of the same type of trap that North Carolina uses.
Ojukwa did well to get it in the middle of the floor. Now Hall picks up his dribble. He'll find Blossom Game right side, back over to Hall. And with 12:53 on the turning first half clock, Tigers have the ball against a zone, trailing Duke 13-11. Here's Hall high on the left. Bounces down low to Blossom Game in the paint. Puts up a shot and got it to go. First 2 of the game on for Blossom Game. And a beautiful feed by Rod Hall, who saw an alley there against the zone to tie things up at 13.
6 field goals by 6 different players for the Tigers.
Tyus Jones will whip it left side. Winslow pump fake on a 3. Drives left to the key instead. Lays it up. No good. Sidi Jete taps it to Austin Ojukwa. And the Tigers bring it up the floor in a tied ball game. 13-13. Quinn Cook giving Ojukwa problems in the backcourt. He offers it to Rod Hall high on the right. And the Tigers will bring it between the circles against a 2-3 zone. 13-13 the score here at Cameron Indoor.
Isn't this amazing that the team with the 4 McDonald's All-Americans playing a zone and the team that has no McDonald's All-American is playing a man-for-man?
Ojukwa left point 3. Airball that caught into the basket by Grayson Allen. He wants to run up the right sideline for the Blue Devils. He stops at the right point, scoops it to Cook, who drives inside. He'll lob it left side over to Winslow, back out to Cook. And the Tigers did a great job of getting back defensively. They're really trying to make Duke earn everything. Plumlee offers a high screen to Cook. He waves it off and says, now he takes the screen from Plumlee. From the top of the key, Cook works against Harrison, right of the lane. Scoop layup won't go. Tap by Plumlee won't go. Ball's loose at the free throw line. It's picked up by Winslow. Offers left side. Allen for 3. He thumped it. Rebound Harrison. And Brad Brownell saying, go. DeMarcus, go. Scurrying into the front court. He stops at the top of the key and gets it to Rod Hall. Back over to Harrison. Pump fake on the left point 3. And he'll get it back over to Rod Hall. More than 11 minutes into the game in the first half. 13-13. Your score. Rod Hall drives inside. Another floater from the paint. Got it. Rod Hall 2 for 2 when penetrating the zone, finding a hole in the middle of the blue lane, and then putting up a little teardrop. And the Tigers back to the lead, 15-13.
Rod had a plan that time, didn't he? He's found a spot, and he went right to it.
4 for the senior from Augusta. Austin Ojukwa got in the passing lane, knocked the ball away, goes out of bounds, and they're going to call a foul on Austin Ojukwa for getting a little